Children, in the last presentation, we were talking about water pollution and the two sources of water pollution, that is natural and man-made pollution. And talking about man-made sources of water pollution, we talked about the various types of man-made pollution. So today we are going to deal with it one by one. First one is the in sewage and domestic waste that will be talking about. Water, we all know, is very important to human being, isn't it? And water is used for the drinking purpose, it is used for the bathing, cleaning, watering, and also for the washing purpose it is used. But this water that has been used, there's no proper system of disposing it off. So sometimes it is poured into the fresh water as well as into the marine water, thus affecting the marine life, okay, polluting the water and affecting the marine life. The sewage contains the synthetic detergent, human fecal matter, as well as the fertilizers that contains phosphate, and the domestic waste, we call it public waste as well. Okay, it mainly contains the food waste, water from the domestic use, and water from the lavatories are present in the domestic waste. So all this waste that are there, it leads to the occurrence of the water pollution. The first weight that is generated from the domestic and the sewage waste, what happens is it promotes since it is a nutritious mineral, that's why it promotes the growth of algae, and which increases to a great extent. And when it increases, it uses since it is a plant, it uses the dissolved oxygen that is present in the water, and there will be deficiency of oxygen in the water. And this deficiency of oxygen in the water, we all know, it is known as the eutrophication. Not only the algae, but the bacteria that is there, protozoa, yeast, it also contributes towards the process of eutrophication, or the deficiency of oxygen. When this eutrophication takes place at the time, especially the fishes and the animals and plants which is dwelling in the bottom of the water, it cannot survive because of the deficiency of oxygen, and it kills the aquatic organism as well to a large extent, and it leads to the complete disruption of the food chain. We can say that there's a nil chance where the survival of the marine life in the polluted water is concerned. Now we will talk about the industrial waste, how industrial waste leads to the pollution of the water. When we talk about India, almost all the industries in India, they discharge the waste material, especially from the manufacturing processes, and those waste material, it is discharged into the rivers and the water bodies. And most of the rivers and the fresh water bodies that are there, that those water bodies are badly polluted with industrial effluent like the chloride, sulfide, carbonate, nitrate, metals like zinc, mercury, manganese, which are most harmful to human and plant, is being discharged into the water bodies because of the industrial process that is taking place. The sources of the industrial waste, they are the tanneries, or where leathers are being tanned. Not only that, refineries where oil is being refined, textile industries, distilleries, steel industries, all these industries are the sources of industrial waste. Now apart from the industry itself, now what is happening is land is being cleared for the industrial activities, and because of that there is increase in the soil erosion. Not only that, the sewage and the waste that has been generated from the industries, like the laborers are living there, so some waste is generated by them as well, so that is also leading towards the pollution of the water in the industries. We all know that industry requires lots of power. So where is the power derived from? The power is derived from the fossil fuel. So this fossil fuel, when it is burnt at that time, it emits lots of sulfur dioxide, which is emitted to the environment. So when precipitation takes place, the sulfur dioxide, it gets mixed up with the water, and a very weak acidic liquid is formed. And this acidic liquid, when it falls down on the earth's surface in the form of precipitation and joins the water bodies on the earth's surface, it pollutes the water bodies, and the acid, it just destroys the aquatic animals in the water. Let's talk about another man-made sources of waste, okay, water pollution. That is the agriculture. So as the population is exploding day by day, explosion of the population is there, and this advancement of science also, what is happening, the demand for the food, it is increasing day by day. So in order to fulfill the demand of the food, what is being added, fertilizers, pesticides are being constantly added, and this fertilizers and pesticides, it's getting washed away towards the water bodies, thus leading to the pollution of the water bodies. Not only the fertilizers and the pesticides, but what is also happening is, when we say agricultural activities, at that time commercial livestock, poultry farming is also being done. So those pollutant that is added by the commercial livestock, poultry farming, is also getting washed away from the land towards the water bodies. When this pollutant, like the fertilizers, it is being washed away and added to the water, what happens is, leads to the excessive growth of algae. Okay, excessive growth of algae is there. Algae, we all know, it's a plant, so obviously it uses lots of oxygen that is present in the water, and thus again it is leading towards eutrophication, or deficiency of oxygen is there in the water, thus leading to the death of the marine life. Not only that, pesticides, which actually is killing the harmful, it is used for killing the harmful insect and the pest, it has a reverse effect in the crops. Sometimes the this chemical, it targets not only the pest, but it kills the helpful organism as well. So this brings about a very bad effect in the where the growth of the marine life is concerned. Here what is happening, not only the um, harmful pests are dying, but the helpful organism are also dying. This is all for today, girls. We will continue with the thermal waste, nuclear waste, oil spill in the coming presentation. Bye bye. Take care of yourself.